Alright, Shalom. First of all, I'm going to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on the various storms that have been taking place. So through the Spirit, I'm going to scroll through these articles, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says, aftermath of storms, power outages, storm damage reported across the Philly region. Home of Philadelphia's WMMR radio station damaged in severe storms. PA weather cleanup underway after severe storms bring down trees, leaving thousands without power. His boy struck by lightning as severe thunderstorms hit Northeast. Over 10,000 without power in Maryland after severe storms. Hurricane Eric slams Mexico's Pacific coast as a powerful Category 3 storm. Mexico assessing damage from Hurricane Eric after storm killed 2. Eric, the strongest hurricane to hit Mexico so early in the year, triggers deadly flooding. Life-threatening heat and storms sweep across the U.S. Said wall of wind and rain. Thunderstorms in D.C. area bring in 60-plus mile-per-hour winds down trees. Severe storms target plains Midwest Friday. Heavy storm damage throughout central Virginia. Says storms continue as summer begins. And this is exactly what the men of the Lord were saying was going to be happening. The weather was going to get nicer, so to speak. It's going to get warmer or hotter. And these storms and tempests were going to intensify. And that's what we're witnessing. Hurricanes, tornadoes, torrential rainstorms, powerful windstorms, lightning storms. 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And we see the evidence of that with these storms and tempests. The flooding, the power outages, the destruction, the death, or the deaths. When you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And we are clearly in that time. And as I've mentioned before, Trump is going to get rid of FEMA. So, a lot of people, they're just going to be screwed out here when these hurricanes hit, when these tornadoes continue to hit, these torrential rains that result in flooding. Like, there's not going to be any disaster relief for a lot of people. And that's just more judgment from the Lord upon America. Deuteronomy. Salakia. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And people do get wounded and killed when the Lord unleashes these storms and tempests. People get killed in these floods. People get killed or wounded with these lightning strikes. People get wounded or killed in, these hurricanes and tornadoes and these hailstorms. The Lord is not messing around. Like it says in Luke 21 and 22, for these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. And these storms and tempests, these powerful, deadly, destructive storms and tempests, are part of the Lord's vengeance. Isaiah 29 and 6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And yesterday, it stormed a lot. There was a lot of rain, lightning, and thunder. And then in certain places, there were hurricanes. In certain places, there were tornadoes. Like, this is the Lord visiting, just like the scriptures say. Isaiah 28 and 2, behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm. As a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And clearly the Lord is doing that. He's sending the hail, he's sending the rain, he's sending the lightning and the thunder and the tornadoes and the hurricanes. You got power outages, you got trees falling all over the place, onto the road, onto people's cars, onto people's homes. You got all the flooding taking place. Just a lot of judgment. Psalms 11 and 6, upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and in horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. And when you look up the definition of tempest, it means a violent windy storm, such as a hurricane or a tornado. And clearly the Lord, he's beginning to stir up these hurricanes, and he's been dishing out these tornadoes. Psalms 83:14, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15, so persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And that's exactly what the Heavenly Father is doing, unleashing these constant storms and tempests upon these countries and upon these cities. Like it says in Baruch 4 and 32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And the Lord is just pouring out his wrath nonstop upon these wicked cities. Hebrews 10:31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And it is a fearful and scary and terrifying thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. And these storms and tempests are just some of the examples. Same with the earthquakes, same with these fires, volcano eruptions, the wars that are taking place. There's many examples of the fearfulness that comes with falling into the hands of the Lord. That's why you're supposed to fear the Lord, which majority of people out here don't. Proverbs 19:23, the fear of the Lord Yahweh tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. And that's right. If you're fearing the Lord and you're doing the things which according to the scriptures are righteous in the sight of the Lord, then he's going to keep you safe. He's going to keep his hedge of protection over you and your loved ones. He's going to take care of you. But a lot of people out here, they don't fear the Lord, and they're out here being wicked, and they're angering the Lord, and the Lord is pouring out his wrath upon them. Luke 21:36, watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man. And that's what those of us of the hopeful elect are doing. We're watching. And we're seeing all the destruction and the chaos and the death that the Lord is bringing upon the earth. And we're praying that the Lord accounts us worthy to escape these things. We're praying that we are of the elect, and that we've been chosen from the foundation of the world to endure unto the end and be saved. Because we don't want to get caught up in these, fires and earthquakes and tornadoes and hurricanes and all these other deadly destructive judgments that we know the Lord has in store. That's why brothers are constantly saying, we got to stay prayed up. We got to stay fervent and diligent in this faith. We got to stay circumspect. We got to continue to watch the news, see what's going on, stay as up to date as you possibly can, watching brothers' videos and things of that nature. Because it's only going to get worse. There's going to be more heat waves. There's going to be more tornadoes, more hurricanes, more fires, more earthquakes. Just more judgment from the Lord. And only those whom are doing what is righteous in the eyes of the Lord, only those who are of the hopeful, of the elect, which none of us know if we're of the elect, but those of us of the hopeful elect who are being fervent and diligent in this faith. And, we have faith that as long as we continue to do what's pleasing in the sight of the Lord, he's going to keep us and our loved ones safe. We're the ones who are going to benefit and be protected in these times, while everybody else just gets hit with these judgments and these miseries. But with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Rakakudash, the Wadi Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors toward our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom toward the sincere believers. Hope you stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.